yesterday when we saddled up Honk, we had tied her to the hitching post, and she's still pretty nervous getting saddled up. So we decided to change what we're doing, and we're going to do it in here where she has the ability to move her feet. So when they can move their feet, it'll help take away some of the nerves.
Are you excited to get your donkey out on the trail and wonder what steps you should take to help prepare them to be a trail donkey? Well, we're going to walk you through that today. I'm glad that you're here with us. We're going to have some fun with Honk the Donk. She's now 6-year-old unhandled mammoth.
So the goal is really just to help her have confidence with what we're doing. And after she has confidence, then we'll start tying her to the hitching post with her. But until then, we're going to keep having her untied so that when she is really nervous, she can go ahead and move her feet. Okay? How are you? Hi. It's always good to check the cinches to make sure there's nothing on them. It's a good girl. We're going to keep paying her for being calm while we're doing this. Oh, you're a goober mouth. Your hand's all wet. Goober. Maybe your name should have been Goober Mouth. What do you think? Would have that been a good name for you? Goober Mouth. Yeah, Goober Mouth. Now she's calm. I'm not worried about getting kicked when I do this. But if you had one that you were worried about getting kicked, you can use your rope to help catch the cinch. So cinching is still a little nerve-wracking, so we'll keep paying her while we're doing this. Help her have confidence and to be calm. She's got to move her feet. She's not gone off bucking and rearing, so I feel confident. We're going to be able to keep her here. You're okay. You're okay. Hi. Hi. You feeling a little nervous, huh? You feeling a little nervous there? Now you stood still. I'll pay her for standing still. If you look at her lips at the moment, her lips are even, which can indicate stress or comfort depending on the animal. For her, that would be stress, because normally she has her bottom lip sticks out farther than her top. This back cinch looks funny. You're okay. You're a little nervous, aren't you? That's why we have you not tied up. Cinches on. Twist it. Let's get that fixed. Aren't we? We're just going to fix that. Just help her be nervous. She's backing up because she's nervous. You're okay. She stood still. I can pay her for standing still. She feels that back cinch on her. If she's standing still, I can pay her. Long ways to go to actually make this straight, isn't it? Oh, here's the first. Here's the second. There. That's going to help it stay on, isn't it? Good job. Again, as she gets comfortable, you'll be able to know because she's just going to sit. She'll stand all being chill. That's my jacket. That's my jacket. That's my jacket. Let go of my jacket, you goof. You goof. And I don't want to make it really tight. I want to let her sit here and relax, and then I'll tighten it up little by little.
We have a new day. We'll be able to see how she does being saddled this time.
Okay, so I just really want to help her get comfortable with the noise of the cinch, because that's what's scary to her.
Whenever you're working with your donkey, pay attention to when you notice them react, because there's your key to what part they're nervous about. I've noticed that Honk is nervous at the sound of the cinch, the movement and the sound of that. So now I'm working on just making that movement, letting her hear that sound, and giving her oats while I'm doing this. So I spend a lot of time on both the front and the back cinch, just tightening it, loosening it on a repetitive basis. And the next time she gets saddled, she does great. It really helped her past some of her fears about being saddled. Now, it doesn't matter why your donkey is nervous, and Honk's not abused or anything. She was just unhandled. She was out with the cows for most of her life until we brought her home. So she's just, everything is new to her. So because everything is new to her, we're taking the time that she needs to help her have confidence with all the activities that we do. We want her to be well balanced, have good coping skills. All of these things are going to pay off. Remember, donkeys have a very long lifespan. Right now, she's 6 years old. So everything that we're doing is going to be worth it for her long-term success of being calm, confident, going out on the trails, being a trail donkey, or riding in a parade. My husband is very excited to ride her in a parade later on. But we need her to be calm and confident for all the activities that we're going to do. So take the time that you guys need to help your donkey work through things. Now, next, we're going to be doing some groundwork with her. If you ever wonder, how do you get your donkey to move forward when you're under saddle? Well, it starts on the ground. So we're going to do this different groundwork to help her know different cues from the ground, and that stuff will transfer into the saddle when we do start riding her or asking more of her. We've sat on her and done a little bit of walking around, but nothing too serious yet. Remember, your donkeys need time to soak to learn their lesson. And Honk is just one of the best soakers out there. She is so dramatic with her lip movement, yawning, making giant faces. And let them do this as long as they need. Here she has approximately a 5-minute break, and she soaks and she's taking it in. You can watch her take in her lesson the whole time. It's just something else. And this really helps us see that our donkeys are learning and taking in that lesson that we just taught them. So give your donkeys the soak time that they need. Don't miss out on this opportunity to help them really absorb their lesson. It's a key component of training your saddle donkey. Remember, their soak time can be anywhere from 30 seconds to, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. I've had them take up to 8 minutes to really absorb things or let down. And sometimes it's because when they have a long time before they let down and you see them starting to soak, you're going to notice their lips change from having a parrot lip where their top lip sticks out further than their bottom lip. A relaxed donkey is either going to have even lips or their bottom lip will stick out further than their top lip. Really watch and study your donkeys to notice how they act and how their body is presenting itself. And you'll really tune into how they feel. So the next thing we're starting is our groundwork. What I am doing here is asking her to flex. And then I'm using my stirrup to ask her to disengage. Right now, she doesn't know what this means. So I have to just keep doing it and wait for it. Don't stop, because remember, they learn when you release that pressure. So if I stop because my arm was tired or because I thought she just wasn't ever going to get it, well, then you're going to teach her that the best way to make that movement or pressure stop is to just stand there. And there she moved, and so that was a baby step. Now I'm giving her a little bit of soak time, and she thinks she should play with my jacket. I'm going to do it again. Now I'm asking her to flex, so I'm not going to pull harder. I'm just going to wait for it. There she did it, And now I'm going to ask with the stirrup, and that's a pressure and release, but she moved quicker that time. So now I'm giving her a little bit of a break. Remember, the breaks can be anywhere from 10 seconds to 2 minutes, depending on how hard it was. But normally I do 10 to 30 seconds for most things. And then there's other things I always do 2 or 5 minutes for. There I was asking her to flex, and I want to ask her to disengage, but she was kind of anticipating it a little bit. So I just went back to flexing there. If they're anticipating what you want, that's not the correct thing. But there, when I did ask her to disengage, she did it right quickly. Now we're on the other side. So whatever they've done on one side, they have no clue what you're asking on the other side. She didn't quite disengage there, but I'm rewarding the try. We always have to start in baby steps so they can thoroughly understand what we're asking. If we ask for the stars and the moon before they know how to crawl, we're going to have a donkey that feels defeated, and that's not what we want. We want to give them confidence. Now, after that, I'm asking her to do a circle. My goal is that she does a circle without leaning out or in. We want her just to stay real nice and centered. You don't need to go fast when you're doing this. Now I'm asking her to go the opposite direction. And you'll see here she does start to pull on the outside a little bit. And if she pulls on the outside when you're doing your groundwork, they're going to do the same thing under saddle. So here she's doing real nice, but here in a moment she's going to start to lean away. Right there she started to lean away. Do you see how she started to take steps away from me instead of just continuing that circle? So this is something we're not going to ask for perfection on right now. We're just going to try to get a little better each time. So now I'm going to have her go and try to do half circles between me and the fence. So do you see we've already done like 3 or 4 things at groundwork. We don't have to spend a ton of time on any of this groundwork, but we do want to keep working on it so we can keep improving our skills. Now with this exercise that we're doing right now, the goal is that she's doing all of this on a loose lead rope. I don't want to have to pull on her, but I might have to help her understand what I want. But eventually we want her just to follow wherever the lead rope is pointing is where she goes. But this is going to take time, guys, so be patient, but stick with it. So now, because we've done some groundwork, you can see how loose her cinch is. So every time we give them some time to relax, they're going to let out some breath. So we don't want to just tighten up that cinch all at one time. So doing the half circles along the fence while I was on the ground, this is the advanced version of that. From up here, I can help her get used to seeing me above her, and I get to test how well she's leading. So you can see she's a little sticky here. That's okay. We're going to just keep working at it to get it better. But this here is going to show you how well your donkey leads. The goal is that just by picking up on that lead rope, she would start to walk forward. When she came to us, she didn't know how to lead. She was just an animal you drag. So she's making great improvement, but this all is a process, and we need to trust the process and to take the time that she needs. But we need to practice it a little bit each time. So maybe when you start off practicing this before you go riding, you might do it for, let's say, a half hour. But then later on, when you do your practice of the groundwork, it might just be a few minutes. As they get to know things, then we'll just keep a short review of what they already know, and then we'll ask something new. Now, speaking of taking a short review of what they already know, that's a very important part of training your donkey. When you're asking your donkey for something new, before you've asked them to do things that they already know, you're going to cause extra unneeded stress. So when we ask the donkey to do something that they already know, we're creating a yes donkey. That's the ideal situation of creating a partnership that we can do amazing things with. So every time we ask them something that they know that they can say yes to, we're building their confidence. And then when we're asking them to do something new it's new, it's maybe a little scary to them, they're going to have more confidence because they've already done all these things that they know how to do. They're going to have confidence in us and be more willing. Now here, when she stops, it's a good thing just to let them soak, because sometimes they're not ready to stop in front of you. Or maybe the goal is that they're going to pick you up off the fence. And in a little bit, I do sit on her from here. But then I remembered I never changed the stirrups, and it's my husband's length, which is way too long for me. I can't get my feet in them. So I didn't ride her this time. But just helping her get used to all this is going to make her a very handy donkey who's willing and a great partner to ride with. We want to get our donkeys so that anybody could ride them, whether it's a little kid or somebody who's really old, like maybe you're old and your body doesn't work like it used to. We want to have a donkey who's calm, confident, and yet fun to be around. Now, if you haven't rode your donkey yet, you could do this without actually sitting on them, just to get them used to their rubbing your legs across their rear when you're throwing your leg over, just to get them used to all kinds of different feels and movements. That's a good, handy thing to prepare your donkey for riding. You want to do everything on both sides. So we had her come stand up next to me from her left side. Now we need to do her right side. It's pretty common that your donkey is going to be better on one side than the other. Often they're better on the left side because we put their halter on from the left side. We put their saddle on from the left side. We just do so many things on their left. So try to keep it even so that your donkey is balanced with both sides and comfortable with all the actions that we do on both sides. I hope you guys find these videos helpful when you're training your own donkeys. My goal is to equip you to be successful with your own donkey. Thank you for watching.